got to know, I said to Dr. Morris, or Governor Morrisey, the first time I saw him, I said, "You look like you ate Governor Morrisey." And there was a lot of talk about getting healthy again, and I'm very happy that he's invited me to be his personal trainer. I'm going to put him on a really rigorous regimen, and we're going to put him on a carnivore diet. We're going to make him raise your hand if you want Governor Morrisey to do a public weigh-in once a month. And then when he's lost 30 pounds, I'm going to come back to the state and do a celebration and a public weigh-in with him.
I have grave concerns about all this. Joining me now, great governor from the state of West Virginia, Governor Patrick Morrisey, former state attorney general. Governor, I'm very, very happy you're getting healthy and losing weight and doing all those things. My concern is, are you going to become a diet guy? Because every single person who starts diet, they have to tell everybody about the diet. They have to bother everyone. If someone goes carnivore, you can pick up a piece of bread. You're getting lectured about the whole thing. I don't want to be lectured, Governor. Please tell me you're not going to become diet guy.
I am not going to lecture you, but I will say this. I think it's great to go out and do the Mountaineer Mile. We all want to work and get healthy. And I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm sure that I'm going to struggle along the way. I know that in my life, I've not always made the best choices, but I can tell you at one point in my life, I was a lot more athletic. I used to run a lot, bike a lot, play tennis in college for a few years. And so I think it's good to get back in shape, but I'm not going to be holier than thou because I certainly am in no position to do that. But I think that what you saw with RFK, there was a lot of lighthearted banter back and forth. And the truth is that I was joking with him. He was sizing me up like a major renovation project and that he's going to be my personal trainer. And he responded in a fun way. And I'm excited about all the good things that we can do for our state because unfortunately we lead the nation in a lot of these terrible categories and we need to begin to turn it around. So that was the point behind it. But it was a great event and I'm glad that RFK is taking such a big interest in West Virginia.
Governor, let's actually talk about that, leading the nation in some bad categories when it comes to health. Why is that? Because you hear that a lot. States like West Virginia, states like Mississippi, certain states just tend to be, as you know, West Virginia is my old stomping grounds. I say this with all love, unhealthy, less healthy than other states. Is it a exercise thing? Is it a too many Bojangles meals? What is it?
There were a lot of different factors that happened over a long period of time. But I know that a lot of people in West Virginia are disabled, and it could be some from folks who used to work in the mines or manufacturing jobs. There are other reasons in terms of the wellness and the access to healthcare and some of the lack of economic opportunities in there. Usually when you have challenges from an economic perspective, that can obviously tie in to other socioeconomic problems like healthcare. So, but the good news is, while some of the stats today are not what we want, we can change that and we need to begin changing that. And that's certainly what this is attempting to do, not only through exercise, but looking out, trying to get the crap out of the foods that we eat, trying to make sure that people are healthy, but also purposeful. That's why one of the announcements we made last Friday was about having work requirements for SNAP and then ensuring that there's no taxpayer subsidy of soda. That's not part of the entitlement under SNAP. So there are a lot of things we can do to get it better. That's what I'm focusing on. But obviously, this has been going on for a while. I just think we're well positioned now to fix it.
Governor, talk about food dyes in the school lunches, because I know that's something you're on too.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that motivates a lot of people, including myself, is that you want to look out for the kids. You want to make sure that they're not eating all the crap that may be in foods. And we know that there are healthy ways that you can put many, many foods together. We've seen this. There have been enough studies talking about the negative effects of some of these dyes, what it does for ADHD, for hyperactivity, and other types of diseases. And so when you can start to clean that up, you're looking out for the kids. So when you change it in the schools, when you start to send a message that you care about what kids eat, that's great. And so I think this is the first place that it's starting. And in West Virginia, we're getting on that quickly. Separately, then we know that we expect that the broader changes to dyes will take a few years as other states step up, and then the feds ultimately probably come up with one federal standard, which probably makes the best sense in terms of how the supply channel operates.
Talk about some other things you've been doing as governor as it pertains to DEI, illegal immigration. You're in the big chair now. You were AG last time we talked. Not that that's a small position at all, but now that you're governor,
absolutely.
You have even more authority.
Look, it's kind of cool. So there was a lot of low-hanging fruit here when I arrived that we had the opportunity on day one to say there'll be no DEI within state government. And we immediately learned that there were still DEI that was going on. And so we've been making progress through our executive order in cleaning that up. So that's certainly very, very positive. And then we issued a series of executive orders on day one, trying to unleash what we call the economic backyard brawl between West Virginia and all the states that we touch. We're looking for waste within our state agencies, and then we're doing comparisons in terms of regulations, in terms of the tax code, workforce rules, licensing rules. There's a new bill that's coming to my desk. It's a universal licensing bill. You know what's really cool about that? In West Virginia now, if you're listening to it, it's so easy to get an occupational license because if you have one in another state, we're going to supercharge it. You come in here, we'll get you to work right away. And that's going to help lure people to West Virginia. So we're really focused on economic development, but also we look out for common sense conservative values. We were able to pass, and I was able to sign the Riley-Gaines law. That's a great piece of legislation showing that there are distinctions between men and women, not just for ensuring that men don't play sports with women, but that women's safe spaces and locker rooms, and if they're in other locations, that they're not vulnerable to these men coming in and trampling all over them. I think that these are a lot of good bills that we're getting done. And then on the executive side, we're going to make sure that we're right-sizing, repurposing government. And this is going to be something good to watch. A lot of low-hanging fruit, things we could do to really transform West Virginia and really help our people shine.
Governor, I can't let you go without asking about April 2nd, which was yesterday, obviously, Tariff Day, the tariff announced by the Trump administration. What are you anticipating that means for states like West Virginia? Is this good thing, bad things in the short term, good things in the long run? What's coming for people?
Look, I think that this, like anything, is going to evolve, and we see that there have been changes as quickly as the administration's announcing it. You see other countries announcing responses. So I think the key thing is whatever happens, I think people are excited to get it happening quickly and lock in so that you can have some predictability and certainty in the markets. But I think we're watching and waiting. Look, I'm a big fan of the Trump administration, and so I want them to be very, very successful. We're obviously watching all the impact of what's going on. But I will tell you this, President Trump, so many of his actions, he's been aggressive and proactive from day one. I praise a lot of the things that he's doing, and I know that we're excited to work with him because he inherited a big mess, and he's going to fix it up. He's dealing with the economic challenges. He's dealing with the bloated federal government. I'm working on some of the same kinds of things out of West Virginia. So I'm excited to partner with him. We're going to watch and see what happens in this other area because I want to make sure that we're able to continue to grow as a state economically. I think we certainly will under Donald Trump's leadership.
Governor, appreciate you very much. Best of luck on the diet, as long as we don't have to hear about it. Appreciate you. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.